In Top Gear this week, Jeremy Clarkson compares 4x4s from Jeep and Ford.
The off-road market in Britain is dominated by the Japanese and, of course, Land Rover. Well, now this, the all-American Jeep Cherokee, is set to muscle in on the act. Last month, it was launched here with right-hand drive. Most of the cars we test on Top Gear are brand new manufacturer's demonstrators, which have been fettled like a favourite son. But this one is just a little bit different because it's a rental car with 12,000 miles under its belt. There's more too, because it's based in Alaska. Now, any car which can survive that kind of use in this kind of environment is doing okay. If it can stand up to lead-footed oil prospectors, then it can easily handle the odd farm track in the UK. The interior of this car is way different to the interior of the cars you can buy in Britain. Okay, this one has air conditioning and cruise control, but it also has a nasty, spindly little steering wheel and no adjustment on the backrest of the seat. Now, the cars in Britain have powered leather seats, a beautifully chunky steering wheel and countless toys. They're good value. They're fast too. Despite the automatic gearbox, this baby can sprint from 0 to 60 in 9.5 seconds, so it's every bit as eager as a Golf GTI. You tend not to associate American cars with speed, but you do think of them as big. On that front too, this one comes as a surprise. Even by saloon car standards, this isn't what you'd call large. It also isn't what you'd call modern. Add up the effects of this near-vertical windscreen, this recessed glass and these protruding door handles, and you end up with something that cleaves the air with all the poise and grace of a garden shed. But, like anything that's square and boxy, it makes maximum use of interior space. Even with the driver's seat set for my beanpole frame, there's still plenty of room in here. The only problem is you have to be a bit of a Houdini to get through this rather narrow door opening. It also has a big boot to boot. I feel like Igor welcoming someone to Frankenstein's castle. Anyway, as you can see, even with the rear seat in place, there's plenty of space in there for even the most demanding baby and his toys. It even has the power to move you. There'll be 2.5-litre and turbo diesel models later, but for now, this is your only option. That is a 190 horsepower, 6-cylinder, 4-litre engine. Nice. So it has Land Rover Discovery style power in a Sierra-sized package. On the road, despite those tyres and the pre-Byzantine suspension, it feels just like a saloon car. But it really starts to shine when the going gets tough. Part of this split personality is due to the switchable transmission. You use four-wheel drive out here, and then, to save on fuel bills and wear, two-wheel drive on the road. I averaged 19 mpg, which ain't bad. Couple this to the astonishing array of standard equipment and the ridiculously low price of just 19 grand, and I'm sure you'll agree that the Cherokee will be as huge a hit in Britain as it has been in America. However, stateside it has not been as big a hit as its chief rival, the Ford Explorer. Normally, when we're filming cars of this type in England, we like to choose an agreeable country mansion as a backdrop, and we saw no reason to change just because we're in Alaska. That's actually a deserted gold mine. This is somehow more typically four-wheel drive than the Cherokee. It's also more American, what with the two-tone paintwork, the big chrome wheels, the white letter tyres, and this Eddie Bauer legend writ large down the side. I haven't a clue who he is. He also gets his name on the powered leather seats. It really is ferociously sumptuous in here and very well equipped. And thanks to the fact it's got a foot-operated parking brake and a column gear change, there's all this space in the middle for cubby holes and drinks holders and coin trays, you name it. It's a nice piece of design, this.
Hey, little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go and leave you home? I got a bad desire.
Our camera crew, no strangers to vehicles of this type, racked up 2,500 miles in the Explorer and emerged full of praise. By European and Japanese standards, its undersides, like those of the Cherokee, are old-fashioned. But it tools along well enough, it's cavernous, well-finished, quiet and comfortable. Trouble is, all this is academic because Ford, unlike Jeep, do not make it with right-hand drive and will not be selling it in Britain. In some ways, the Jeep is left in the Explorer's wake, but because Ford won't let their contender take part in the race, it can't really win it.